Hello, everyone. How is your, Thursday? How's your Thursday going? I don't know what day it is, or a year, or what universe we're in. Hi, everyone. Hello. Oh, thank you, Susanna. Thank you so much for the super sticker. Whew, I need caffeine. I need my meds to kick in so that we can dive right into today's discussion. How's everybody doing? Forgive the sore throat and the raspy voice. I went to a concert with my husband, was it Tuesday night, and screamed my head off and sang a bunch of songs. And then also the lovely pollen came through. Pretty much everything that I'm allergic to came through with this cold front, and so I'm a little raspy. But it won't stop me. Hi, Single Mama 4. Thank you so much for being here. Hi, Lonnie. Heather, of course. So glad you're here. Susanna. And Linda. Hello. There was somebody else I saw that I was excited to. Hi, baby. Mallory, hello. Hangry Mama. Welcome back. Shandon, my love. How are you? Lonnie. Awesome. I'm so glad everybody is here. I think I fixed the lag problem, so you know how I was a good minute behind sometimes. I think I fixed it, so let me know. I'm going to test it really quick. Put a 1 in the chat when you hear this. Like, immediately put a number 1 in the chat, and I'll see how long it takes. Hi, Raybird. I'm counting. Hi, Carla. Welcome in. All right, so 15 seconds. Okay, that's not bad. That is not bad at all. It was a minute. That's great. Okay. I had a talking to with the tech guy that helps me. It's like one of those outside internet service provider people. He's really, really nice. He's been awesome. He was like, you need to get a better processor. That's the problem. So I use this for work. I use my computer for work and have for quite a few years. And I can't tell you how many files I have on this bad boy. I mean, I have so many because I'm an accountant. You know, we have a lot of paperwork, digital paperwork on this thing. So I am on the process of getting a new one of those tech-savvy computers. Hi, Sky Chan. All right, Carla. I'm glad y'all are here. All right, so I wanted to get in. Not going to be an extremely long live today. I did want to say that the last live I did, I was like, oh man, I'm organized. I have all these things ready. Content and videos are coming out. But you know how life happens. Life happens and hits you right in between the eyes. And it's, you know, cold and flu season and COVID season. So it's just been rough. It's been rough, but it's going to get better. I have EquiSearch training because that was rescheduled. So they rescheduled it for Saturday. So I'll be going live on my way to Dickinson, Texas. It's a 5-hour journey. So y'all stop by if you can and say hello and keep me company on the road because it's going to be a long drive. Single mom says, I'm not sure what I was waiting for, so I just put a 1 because everyone else was. No, Lonnie, it's okay. I was testing the delay lag in the chat because it was so bad beforehand. It was like a minute, and now I got it fixed to where it's 15 seconds. That's pretty good. You know what really helps sore throats is, black tea, like 2 tea bags of black tea and 2 peppermint teas, honey and sugar with some lemon. Oh man, it's really, really helping. That's like the perfect blend. And it tastes really good. Yes. All right. So I'm freezing, so I have my coat on today. The temperature dropped literally 30 degrees within a few hours because Texas is bananas. I was going to say, yes, I have EquiSearch training. I definitely want to, when I'm in between my breaks, kind of give you updates on like what the process is, because I really would love to have, more people volunteer if they could around their area. If EquiSearch, if you can do that, because it's such a wonderful foundation. Tim Miller in my area, Tim Miller is the founder, and he is a wonderful, wonderful human being. Dave Ryder is a wonderful human being. And if you haven't, go check out Duty Ron's videos where they interview with Tim Miller and Dave Ryder and some other people involved in EquiSearch. So please, go check that out and maybe consider it one day, or donate. I'm definitely trying to make sure that some of my super stickers and super chats and anything that comes through this channel is definitely going towards EquiSearch, and it's also going towards another wonderful organization that I found recently. Hi, Cat's Eye. Hello. Welcome in. Please hit that like button for me, or dislike, whatever you want. Hi, Debbie. Debbie just asked, do you do private readings? If I knew you mentioned that, that was something that I was going to discuss. I'm thinking about doing a membership where, we do members only lives. So that way, because I can't do hundreds of people that are going to come in and want to do a reading. That's just way too much energy to siphon through. I can't. I would physically pass out on the floor from all the spirit energy and probably become one of them. I don't want that yet, please. Spirit guides, make sure that you keep me alive, all right? But I think a membership would be appropriate for that, so that I'm not, I don't like taking money. I've never liked it. I did it one time, one reading, and it was a really good reading and very thorough, but it just made me feel icky. So I'm thinking, you can also get my content, but have members only lives where, you can get me one-on-one. And it would be way more thorough than just having a bunch of people jump in. That's just me. Let me know what you think. I'm still playing with that idea. Read the chat real quick. Ray Bird, awesome. Okay, cool. Sky Chan, oh, well, I am always, look, anytime someone has something that they really, really want to discuss or work on, feel free to email me. It might not be immediate, but, if something comes through and you're in the back of my mind and something goes on, or spirit triggers or whatever, you never know. I might email you back. I might be able to help you. So if money's an issue, don't worry about it. Just, feel free to support the channel, by liking and making sure that you're subscribed and all that, normal stuff. So money is no object to me. Really, it isn't. I'm really just trying to use this platform to help other organizations, family members of missing children, and those of victims of homicide that are unsolved cases, et cetera, et cetera. Y'all know that. Y'all know who I am. If you don't, go watch my stuff. Yeah. Please, guys, Guidance, one of my mods has a channel. She is doing very, very well. She's very thorough, way more organized than I am. So if you like to see habitual readings and things like that over cases, she's slowly starting to get her channel up. Please go subscribe, and I will get her channel up here in just a second. I will put that link in. I think it's Guidance in Life with TLC. I'll put that in there. Yes, it is. That's what it is. Cool. She's an amazing mod, And I would love to, moderate for you guidance once you become famous and you don't need me anymore. Pop out chat. There we go. Here is her YouTube channel, Guidance with Life and TLC. Pin message. Boom. Perfect. Have y'all had issues with notification bells like I have? It seems like I have to unsubscribe and resubscribe to some people's channels to get them. It's still a problem. I'm seeing other people having issues. And I think that I'm going to start doing more late night readings too, like specific cases without the research. So that's coming too. Saturday night, y'all, I'm baby free because I'll be in Dickinson, Texas in a hotel room by myself. What? How lucky did I get? I have not been really, truly baby free over a 24-hour period since before he was born. I mean, seriously, it's been a really, really long time. And he's he's 3.5. So mama needs a break. Oh, Lord. Half the reason why I have to miss some of my lives or can't upload my stuff, which I am not blaming my son for that. But, as a mom, that takes precedence, period. Your family takes priority, and nothing else will ever do that. Not even YouTube. But I'm really trying to offset that. Anyway, I wanted to let everybody know that I'm going to also use any kind of donations and funding that come through here for the Murder Accountability Project. And if you ever want to skip YouTube 30%, you can always donate yourself. And I'm always going to have the resources that I use and that I donate to on my community page, or I'll do a live maybe once a month or whatever to let you guys know where your support is going. And I want to have transparency, and I want to be very clear, But let me tell you what this Murder Accountability Project is. It's very, very amazing. So the guy that created this, him and a team. All right, let's go to the About Me section, who we are. Mallory, you're from Nova? Oh, man, beautiful. Yeah, guys, let me know where you're at. Canada? I'm in Canada too. Yeah, let me know where you're at. Can y'all hear me? Oh, okay. Sorry, Heather. I was like, oh, me listening intently. Oklahoma, Louisiana. Awesome, awesome. Florida, yes. Susanna, hi, honey. Single mama 4, you're in Kingsport? That's right. I remember hearing that on your channel. That's right. Texas. Washington. Washington is why I'm so stuffy right now, because of all that cedar, cottonwood trees, maple, elm. I'm allergic to all that shit from up there. The pine. Ooh, I'm dying. But I love Washington. I love going up there, and I love camping and all that shit. But I literally die for 3 days until I could get adjusted to it. Nevada. Hi, Chris. Home of the Mardi Gras, Shannon. Mobile. Awesome. Awesome. Okay. So this guy, Thomas K. Hargrove, I emailed him. He's the one that helped create the algorithm about this Murder Accountability Project. Him and a few other people who were like in the military, retired FBI special agent, law enforcement officers, all of these people got together and wanted to help get data based on serial killers, and not only serial killers, but unsolved homicides. So I thought this was an amazing thing. I did not know that this existed. I wish that other creators would use this while they're researching, because the beautiful thing about this murder accountability project is not only is the algorithm trying to help solve these uh, unsolved homicides, they're also, once the algorithm and people work together to figure out what's going on, and they may catch either a murderer, or law enforcement uses this. So if they catch a murderer, or if law enforcement or FBI or whoever it is drops the ball on reporting accurate information, they not only provide all of these services for us for free in search cases and stuff, but they also hold them accountable. So let's just say one agency or local law enforcement in, let's say, Nevada, okay? Nevada drops the ball on a case in 1978. They didn't do their proper due diligence. They didn't write the correct information, or whatever it may be. They hold them accountable. They give them a chance to explain themselves, and when they start snipping back and saying we didn't do anything wrong, bugger off, these people will hold them accountable for their discrepancies, as they should, because it will hopefully prevent those kind of things going forward. So I talked to him, and he said, I am more than welcome to put this information on my YouTube about all that they do, all the videos that he's done, et cetera, et cetera. So I am going to get a video up here in just a second, because obviously they know more than I do about the entirety of this. But this is an amazing tool. It's murderdata.org. It is maybe not user-friendly at first. You really have to play with this. But if you ever want to see, like, oh man, we researched a case last week, and now we're researching this one that came up right now. Let's look and see if there were the same kind of murders around the time of this case or this case. And maybe we can link something together. So this is a beautiful tool. Beautiful tool. Matter of fact, I'm going to show you murder clusters that happened around the time Rose Bly went missing. It's very interesting how in, I believe, Iowa, what is right next to Wisconsin? Is that Missouri? Anyway, Missouri and whatever. I'll get to that. There were a lot of murders that were strangulation and fire, arson crimes. There was some stabbing a few years before that. But so anyway, it kind of gives you the details of exactly what kind of cases were unsolved, what happened to them, which ones were solved, and what happened to them. So it's freaking interesting. Like, I just barely touched the surface on this, and I cannot believe I just found this out. Beautiful tool. Yeah. Missouri and Wisconsin. Yeah. So Minnesota, there was a string of murders that were, there were two types of MO on the murders. It was strangulation and then setting them on fire, or one or the other. Okay, it was awful. And I was thinking, damn, we need to start using this on the research side of cases when we go backwards, because we're going to start doing cases that are unsolved from probably the 60s, 70s, 80s going forward, because they matter, you know. So let me look. So I wanted to read this because this is what struck me, and this is why I really want to send them money. I want them to keep going. It is expensive to keep, the software side of it, and as things are evolving, they're going to start using those donations to evolve, right? So it says, America does a poor job tracking and accounting for its unsolved homicides. Every year, at least 5,000 killers get away with murder. That's too many, right? Had to catch up with chat, sorry. You have a map on your wall, Susanna? I should probably do that. I have a lot of space right here. That's funny. Yeah. The rate at which police clear homicides through arrest has declined over the years until today. So about a third go unsolved. That is insane to me, right? As a result, more than 256,000 Americans have perished in unsolved homicides committed since 1980. So I believe they started their data from 1980. So I guess that's when we'd have to use this information. However, I mean, it is what it is. DNA was really a new idea, right? Until the late 60s and 70s, I believe. So that kind of makes sense why they probably started there. More than the combined death toll of all U.S. military actions since World War II. Holy shit. I mean, that just blows my mind, right? Wow. In fact, total U.S. military fatalities during the eighth-year invasion and occupation of Iraq were less than a single year of civilian losses from unsolved domestic homicides. That blows my mind. No one knows all the names of the victims either, because no law enforcement agency in America is assigned to monitor failed homicide investigations by local police departments. This is what got me right here. No law enforcement agency in America is assigned to monitor failed homicide investigations by local police departments. Now, look, usually every government agency, whether it's local or county or state, typically they should have an auditing system or someone to come in, like, for instance, the Treasury in your state. There's a review of the data and the money. CPS needs to have that. So does law enforcement. Every law enforcement agency, in my opinion, local and county and all that stuff, should be audited or should be held accountable for the failures, right? They've gotten away with a lot of dropping the ball on cases. We all know it. It's not new information, and it's not like we're trying to say that we're anti-law enforcement, because that is not what this channel would ever be about. I support law enforcement, obviously, and I appreciate what they do. I do. Without them, we'd be screwed. But we also have to hold them accountable and not always have blind faith that they do their job 100% of the time at the highest level of respect to unsolved homicides and missing children and missing persons. It's just the facts. No one's perfect. However, accountability has to be met. You know what I mean? Yeah. So let me put this in the chat as well. And I pin this too. This is the website, murderdata.org. Beautiful. Hey, Grammy. Hello, sweetheart. Thank you for being here. Gma Brooke. Hello. I'm just going to call you Brooke, sweetheart. I don't know why I say Gma. There is no one to follow up. That's right. That's so right. So that's what they do. So it's called the MAP. So I'm going to start calling it the MAP. Murder Accountability Project. What it is, again, it's a nonprofit group organized in 2015 and dedicated to educate Americans on the importance of accurately accounting for unsolved homicides within the U.S. They seek to obtain information from federal, state, and local governments about unsolved homicides and to publish this information. The board of directors is composed of retired law enforcement investigators, investigative journalists, which is what Thomas is, the main guy, criminologists, and other experts on various aspects of homicide. So it says at this site you can determine how often police departments in your community clear a homicide through arrest using the clearance rates tab, which is right here. And I'm going to open it up in a different link. Clearance rates tab, you can also explore individual cases individual cases reported to the FBI or obtained by the MAP project under Local Freedom of Information Acts. So this is where you hear people on YouTube say, I've submitted the Freedom of Information Act for this case or that case, and whatever it may be. It takes, sometimes you don't get shit. Like the information that I actually received about the Rose Bly case, there's nothing new. There really isn't anything to add to it. I mean, the only thing that I would say is the list of people that, not the list, I'm sorry, the number of people that were investigated is high. It's higher now than it was when you Google search how many people were interviewed, it's gone up. Those little things, have changed, but it's not anything that you're like, I can't report anything new. Oh, Brooke, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate that so much. Some of that will go to this, so I'm sure they will appreciate it. Let's see. So using the Search Cases tab, you can look for patterns in the occurrence of specific types of homicides and how often police identified the offender. Y'all like my little Golden Girls alert for super stickers. So yeah, you just search cases right here. We'll open that up. Homicide investigators may find this site useful in testing theories about murders in the community. So web sleuths do too. I have been playing with this, and I actually looked at my own grandmother's unsolved homicide in my county in 1986. She is the only one. Matter of fact, she's actually the only one within a 10-year span after that. And I have heard not one single thing about her case. I've never heard about anybody following up on it. Nothing. They don't care. Because 95% is awesome. And I'm thinking maybe that her one case is how the funding keeps going. I don't know that for a fact, but it's on my mind. Definitely on my mind. So I'm going to, research that. Sorry, I'm looking at chat. Chris said, we just had a strange and sad one here. A 23-year-old woman was found murdered in a burning car on the freeway. My God. Yeah, the Golden Girls, the sticker was at the top right. I'm going to put it in the middle next time. Anyway. Let's see. Yeah, so homicide investigators may find this site useful in testing theories. The supplementary homicide report data available in the Search Cases tab is especially useful to test theories about suspects who may have killed across multiple jurisdictions or within the same jurisdiction over a period of time. And we're going to look at Rose Bly's area. I'm thinking, I don't know if I should go right before, like 5 years before and 5 years after. Maybe that's what I'll do. 5 years before 2009 and 5 years after, around, Missouri, Wisconsin, Minnesota, and all that stuff. Maybe even Ohio, and then go up to Nebraska. I don't know yet. That's what we're going to see. We're going to try to see if we can find some consistencies, right? The data available at Search Cases is the most complete accounting of homicides available everywhere, anywhere. So this murderdata.org MAP organization has the most accurate information about homicides in the U.S. It is even more accurate than the own damn governments. Isn't that crazy? So when you hear stuff on the news about web sleuths, right? Like you hear, they can hinder an investigation, which totally get it. I could totally understand why, some web sleuths could hinder an investigation. I mean, obviously the Kaylee and Casey Anthony case, the media totally fucked that up. And the John Benet Ramsey case, media totally fucked that up. But the law enforcement's job was supposed to mitigate that. Thank you, Susanna, so much for that. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I love my subscribers. Y'all are wonderful. Yeah. So for me, it when they say that shit, it's like, okay, fair. However, on the same token, media, you have failed us by misrepresenting cases, putting out theories that are erroneous and stupid. So if y'all are going to do it and get paid for it, some of us aren't going to get paid for it. Y'all are doing y'all's job half-ass, like law enforcement sometimes. Might as well jump in on the fun. There is no incentive to correct bad behavior if you, in fact, are doing bad behavior as journalists and as media corporations. So honestly, I don't give a fuck about your feelings on it. Sorry, I don't. And believe me, I have family members, not directly related, but, in-laws that are in investigative journalism, and they agree with me. So I don't feel like I'm too wrong on that. So, with all due respect, media and law enforcement who say shame on you, I will be respectful. I humbly disagree, but thank you for your concern. Do your job. Don't drop the ball. We pay you as taxpayers to do your job and be accountable for where you fail. And don't wait until it's too fucking late, for us to have to jump in and help when we pay you guys to do this. This is what we're supposed to audit you. Matter of fact, we need to have organizations audit these government organizations like law enforcement. That's the point, Okay, rant over. Oh, there's my boo calling. Raybird says, yes, Melanie and I were both 15, had mutual friends, and lived in North Bay for elementary school. 25 years, and I'm desperate to help her mom find her body before her mom is gone. Those should take precedence, Raybird. If you want, email me that case, your friend's case, and maybe we can figure it out. This is a wonderful tool, guys. I have a very strong feeling and a very big attachment to this website, to the point where when I was researching, I got really upset about how this hasn't happened before and how retired investigators and journalists came to this conclusion because they knew within their own system, in my opinion, allegedly, that there could be more to be done. More information or more technology could be done within their own jobs. And they had to go and make it themselves. And I think that's the whole entire point of web sleuths and armchair detectives, is that we feel like we're being failed. We see it a lot. So, to those who on this platform, this is what I was trying to get into. The whole title of my my live is that those content creators who have monopolized on true crime content, okay, here's a perfect example of why theories and opinions are important, because it just so happens that it helped create this website that is made for people and law enforcement to do better, to help put in those tips and theories to solve homicides. The ego fighting, the ego fighting between law enforcement and, I guess, people who really want to help those family members get justice as well as the victims of these homicides. The fighting's got to stop. We work together. Just because you have that badge and title doesn't mean that you're entitled to be an asshole and to potentially hinder your own investigation within your organization that we pay you to do. That's why we can't trust. That's why we're doing this. We know deep down that it's not working to the full maximum potential that it could be. I think we all kind of know that. Yeah. Yeah, out of the blue, that link is it's pinned at the top of the chat. Sorry, I go on these rants. Hey. Let's see what else we have. So this project will also spotlight those communities, that fail to report important information listen to this, to the FBI's Uniform Crime Report and Supplementary Homicide Report. 2 important databases that could be used to help account for unsolved homicides. Now, does anybody not know what the UCR, the Uniform Crime Report, and it's called SHR, Supplementary Homicide Report is? If you don't, these databases were created by the Federal Bureau of Investigation for all law enforcement to submit the information that they have collected over crimes and homicides to the FBI to have as a database to then continue those reporting and information. So all of these statistics that the FBI comes out with, that's where they're getting it from. So do you see, if you're not reporting that shit properly, or you're reporting inaccurate information about crimes and homicides and incorrectly, your statistics are wrong. And I want to shout out and give Gray Hughes an apology for when I first started this channel and I joined his channel membership, and he got crabby with me. Gray Hughes is a crabby guy, and we kind of crossed ways about statistics, and he was like, fuck the statistics. And I was like, how could you say that? You know, this is what we have. This is the only information we have. Well, now I'm seeing why he said that. Those statistics can go right up my ass because they don't mean anything if it's inaccurate. So Gray, I'm sorry. Gray Hughes, I am sorry for trying to spew those reports of statistics when you know better. I was just being a young grasshopper who thought she knew better. So I will take my spankings and being wrong. I apologize. Yeah. So this right here, this is a big one, why I want to keep this project going, because the FBI needs to have the most accurate information within these local county and state law enforcement agencies. This is important, you know? And so before we get into the search thing and how you can use this bad boy, and forgive me because I'm still learning. It's not the best user-friendly website, but if you play around with it enough, you'll get it. You'll get the hang of it. This is where I was jumping back into the whole point of my live, is that content creators are trying to, the big ones, I'm talking big dogs, all right? And I don't have to name names. We all know who they are. We all, the higher the subscriber count, the more this is going to apply to them. What I have a problem with is the way that you can literally destroy somebody's channel who may, in fact, be using it to either supplement their income or just break even on the expenses it takes to continue their channel, right? So when a content creator either tries to destroy it or forces that content creator to change their view, perspective, thoughts, or create unnecessary drama to offset what they started, that is called a dictator. Being a dictator, an authoritarian dictator. I have a problem with that. I have a huge problem with having to sit back and watch these big content creators. I have to wait for their fucking content to come out, make sure that I am not stepping on the wrong toes, which I really don't give a shit, but I'm new and I'm a baby channel, so I do have to play this smart. I have to play my cards wisely. I don't want to have to do that shit. It's not fair to y'all. It's not fair to me. It's not fair to true crime and missing persons and unsolved homicide victims and their families. But it's really just not your fucking place to dictate how these small channels run by your bullshit. I said it. I said what I said. You know what I mean? And Lonnie, yes. Me, Cher, checking convictions, and I believe a few other people. I think Cher's realizing that when you work together, good things happen. And that's what I've been trying to say, especially with the spiritual community of true crime and the spirit world mixing together. You have to work together. You can't do it by yourself, or you're going to drown in misery. And all the hard work that you do is going to be disregarded if you don't have support systems. You know, people will call you loony boonies, and the subscribers don't stay if the narrative isn't exactly what they want. It's a hard section of YouTube to get into, true crime in the paranormal world. It's very hard. You have a very specific set of people, and you're not going to have much deviation from that unless you, in fact, potentially help solve cases or get that tip that does solve it. So it's a hard niche, but it doesn't matter because what you're doing is worth it and your intent is worth it. It's a good cause. So fuck all of the, I guess the notoriety of having more subscribers. I could care less. I could really care less. This is what I love to do. I want to use my gift for a good cause. This is one of them, I think, donating to Murder Data. Bye, Heather, sweetheart. Thank you for being here. Yeah, Ray Bird says Gray Hughes took a minute to grow on. Yeah. Here, I love him. I do. He's great at what he does. And I know that Chasing Truth and him are doing some collaborations, which is great. Even if I don't agree with Chasing Truth a lot, and I mean a lot about how she feels about the Wells and the case, they're doing good things. And I'm not going to have my indifference or feelings about her channel dictate how I'm not going to watch them. I'm going to watch them and support them, even though I really don't agree with half of the shit that she says about the case. I don't care. Her intent is good, But getting back to, hi, checking. Speak of the devil or angel. Yeah, it was a last minute live. I had to go get a freaking allergy shot because of the pollen in Texas right now. But I was just talking about Cher and you and maybe some other people getting together to work collectively to help maybe do some good with these cases. And what I was saying, checking, is that I am sick and tired of the monopoly on true crime right now with big content creators and the drama and the hypocrisy of, well, okay, because you don't fit my narrative as a big subscriber, and these little content creators are gaining momentum with better theories, less drama, more intelligence, allegedly, in my opinion. They seek and destroy. They seek and destroy to the point where they put their own egos down and buddy with people that they would never spit on if they were on fire in real life, for the money and the fame, not the cases. I'm not saying you can't care for the child or the person, the victim. You can care for them and still be shitty by how you run your channel and how you get what you get out of it. And so I'm just sick of it. I am sick of it. And I appreciate Cher. I really do appreciate Cher, who I think is one of the first few ones who realized the shit was going down and the things that were happening and deviated away from that. Now, of course, drama's going to find you. It's just going to happen. Drama has found me many times. But I think she's doing things the right way by going into cases, collective cases, working with Donna Serafina. That was a good thing. It was great. It destroyed her relationship with the Wells and gave other content creators even more power. But that was going to happen anyway. It was going to happen. Nay, folk. Oh, sorry, I'm catching up on chat. Yeah, need to have facts and logic. Common sense is the plus for most. Yes. Yes. Jennifer, I love your channel. Oh, thank you, honey. I'm not watching any channel that supports the Wells. Right. I mean, and that's your right. That's your right. I don't want to mislead or misguide anyone about how I feel. And excuse the mess back here. My child has been a demon. He needs an exorcism of love from me. But anyway, I don't want to mislead you guys in my belief of specifically the Wells. Do I feel like they're complicit? Oh, yeah. I will always stand that ground. I will die on that hill. Do they have more information than they're saying, and do they lie? I believe so, yeah. I know they lie. It's been proven. There's a 2 to 3 hour window gap that still has not been explained properly. The people closest or have been close to the Wells, there has never been one person that said innocent, completely innocent, that are really close to them. Okay? Not that I'm aware of. We all know deep down that they are complicit in some way, and obviously the neglect spoke for itself through the pictures of Summer Wells, through the pictures, and through the close ties, the deadly interview, a necessary evil content creation. But it needed to happen. You got to have the good with the bad on this platform. But anyway, the balance, the scales are tipped too far, way too far. I even called out, y'all. I called out exactly what was going to happen and have been since I jumped on this platform. I have been calling it very accurately what the next step is going to be. Watch my videos from the beginning. I'm telling you. Church Hill Fire Rescue Squad. I did that back in, I think, August, September, October, and I was talking about the fraud going on back then. Back in, what was it, 2017 or something, where that Miss Dykes lady was convicted of fraud from not only the Churchill Fire Rescue Squad, but the fire station, whatever that organization was. Now you see that content coming up now. So I've always been kind of futuristic in my content creation, where I put things out and then boom, it'll happen later. And I do not claim myself to be a legitimate clairvoyant psychic. I have not honed in those abilities to future tell. And I honestly didn't think that I could, or that people could. But I really, what I think it is that the probability is high when you have information from spirit and your logic to accurately say what's going to happen. The probabilities are higher. Right? Just makes sense. That's what deductive reasoning is. But let me catch up a chat. Brooke says, when the case is over, meaning summer, people will be ashamed at how much they showed their bad sides during this time. Yeah, I even feel bad for the shit that I pulled and said in chat. You know, in my spiritual journey with this, I checked myself, and my spirit guides really gave me a hard spiritual spanking, right? When I found out that I was contributing to this mass hysteria. I have been guilty and still slip, you know? I do. I think everybody does. Checking conviction says, I think it's a gift, honey. It is definitely a gift with, you have to pay for it in certain ways to keep it. Angie, God bless you, sweetheart. Okay. Man, I get on these tangents and it's just like I can't get off of them. So let me wrap up that discussion, and then we'll jump on this, and then I'm going to have to jump off because I am going to Dickinson, Texas to finally train for EquiSearch. And I get to meet, I think, Dave Ryder, and hopefully I get to meet Tim Miller. I really hope that I do. I hope he's there. I don't know for a fact if he is, but I would love to meet him. Oh, Raybird, thank you. Y'all have been the best subscribers that I could ask for. I was really scared to death when I jumped onto YouTube. I was scared to death because, you know, I wanted to. I was on TikTok doing well. I was starting my journey, doing my videos. And then I go to YouTube and I'm like, dude, like, it's gangster over here. I mean, it's like walking into Compton. That's what I call the YouTube streets of Compton, true crime. Or LA, downtown LA, because it's just brutal. It's brutal. But they're just people behind screens like me with connections. They're not any different in that sense otherwise. So I am, like LaVance Wooten said, who is the mother of Tyrese Gibson, who has been missing since 2020, I am afraid of no man but God. So I appreciate her saying that, because it's like, exactly, you know. Oh, thank you, Lenny. Thank you, Shannon. I am trying to do it as best as I can. I'm glad that you guys are with me. I mean, y'all are going to be the ones that, hopefully, when this channel gets bigger and bigger and my other channels get bigger and bigger, that y'all are going to be here, because y'all are the foundation. Y'all are the foundation, and I never want to lose that foundation, because that's what keeps things aligned. The ones that help me create this is the ones that are going to keep it stable, you know? And I appreciate every single one of you. I really do. All right. So let's go up to how to use. So there is a tab, how to use this. And like I said, you got to play with it because you're like, what the hell? What does this mean? What does that mean? Well, it has that information on this how to use page. It says homicide investigators may find the site useful as a quick and easy means to review historical cases, like we said. You can search cases sorted by geography, type of victim, method of killing, and time frame of killing. I have never seen this in such detail, even on the FBI and Department of Justice and the United Nations crime reporting reports. This is so detailed, outside of the box thinking too, that it really can help, I'm telling you. And I think it has helped law enforcement help either get to the tip to solve cases or maybe even damn near pave the road to solve a case. Now, this is alleged. I don't know. I'm not them, but I would assume that this kind of data would, right? Yeah. It says this site is especially useful in cases in which offender is suspected of killing more than one victim. So maybe not serial killers entirely, but serial killers if they killed 3 or more, right? Possible additional victims may be identified by checking all reports made to the FBI or obtained independently by the MAP project. So I think that they actually work with the FBI to submit all of the information once they either sue, and the MAP project has sued local and state law enforcement agencies. I'm gonna bring that up, and I want you to see what happened. I do. What else? So it tells you how to be, how to use the data, da-di-da-di-da. There was something interesting, though, that they said. Oh, since 1980, more than 220,000 homicides have not been solved, guys. Wow. In the 1960s, police routinely reported clearing more than 80% of murders, okay? So in the 1960s, they were like, 80% of these, they solved. We're good. We've done a good job. Today, with all of the technology, all of the resources, 65%. 60-5%. No, that's ridiculous. Today, a department is doing well if it solves 65%, and major departments are solving less than half. Damn. So, God forbid you have a missing child or a victim of homicide in your family, because you don't really have that great of a chance, especially if those go up. The more cases happen, the more murders happen, the more serial killers get away with shit. On the scale, the less chance you have of law enforcement resources being used on the case of a family member or a friend, right? And the longer that case goes on, the less likely you're going to have police officers look into tips more, until it's a cold case and they need to revisit it 10 years later. That's why I really want some of the donations to go here so that they can keep this up and get better, Yeah, Reno, Nevada. You know what's funny about that? There is such, there's very telling information around Nevada that is fucking crazy. And I bet you if they would just habitually put a heat sensing or, human bone, whatever, detecting the equipment that they have, drones, they would find so many dead bodies in the mountains of Nevada, in the desert. There are so many unsolved cases. It is ridiculous. And guess what? Knoxville, too. Not only does Knoxville, Tennessee have a shit ton of missing people that have not been found, but murders, unsolved homicides. Knoxville, Tennessee. Knoxville County is awful. I think it's Knox County, right? It's bad. Lane says, hate to say this, but they can't frame people with new technology, so they solve less cases now. It's what they can solve. And some departments don't want to solve the 100% because I believe, I don't know this for a fact, but I believe the funding to keep searching for that case, that cold case, can keep going. I don't know that, but I have heard that circulating in Reddit before. I can't remember where I heard it, but I think I heard it on a documentary once, but again, I don't know. I can't say that for a fact. But it would make sense, right? Okay. So you can also select homicide data by the state, the county, and the individual departments that are involved. Amazing. I think they did help solve a crime. So, like, for instance, this Arizona one, had a murder curve quite different from the rest of the nation. So they compare it by other states and stuff, by nation, and Arizona had a big curve, a big uptick, right? For most of the nation, the total number of murders plateaued in the early to mid-1990s when rival gangs vied for control of the drug trade, right? And I remember that. The 90s was fucking bananas when it came to gangs. Murders have declined since then for a lot of reasons, blah. But murders in Arizona have been increasing at that time because of the Mexican-based drug activity. Yet the murder curves in California and Texas are roughly similar to the nation as a whole. Because, the border, right? So that's just kind of like the things that you can find on here. That's what some of the people that were researching found. It doesn't tell you that, obviously. You have to research it for yourself. But that's the beauty of this thing. And then the FBI can use this too. And they have. It's amazing. You could go down to age, race, sex, ethnicity of victims, the weapon used, how they died, how they don't know if they died a certain way. And so the Violent Criminal Apprehension Program that's operated by the FBI uses this too, but they have more detailed information. So MAP also says, hey, go here for this specific data because we don't know yet. Like, they have more information than we do because there's certain things that the FBI obviously can't give them, right? See, it says the MAP strongly encourages the unsolved homicides be entered into VICAP by local police. It's giving local police information as they're researching. Isn't that fucking crazy that they have to tell local police in little hints here, hey, don't forget to do your job. Hi, 12-step. Hi, sweetheart. Oh, excuse my voice. It's trying to go out on me. So looky here. I wanted to point this out. There's the Seattle's Green River Killer. Do y'all know who that is? Y'all should, but I'll look it up for you. It's Gary Ridgway, right? Excuse me. That guy right there. How many did he kill? So far, I think, I don't know if it was confirmed, 46. This is who he was convicted of killing, right? And I don't even know if he remembers all of them, to be honest with you. I think there's more. I really do. This homicide records by victim type and location shows 2/3 of cases were unsolved in Washington that they think might be related to Gary Ridgway. Amazing, isn't it? Yeah. Your house was on the Green River, Brooke? Oh my God, I got chills. I'm actually getting spirit energy coming through about victims right now. But that's for another day. I can't do it today. Got a lot going on. But we will get there. They will be here. Maybe if I blew out my candle, that'll help them kind of back the fuck up. No disrespect intended. Anyway, so these reports were kind of showing exactly what was going on when Mr. Gary was on his sprees. You know? So his algorithm, he was basically saying his algorithm was on point, you know. It's the tea. It's lit. It is lit. So, go through here when you have a chance and you know, look at this information. This one was the John Bonet. Could John Bonet have been killed by a highly mobile offender who operated in other states? Well, the reason why they say that with this example is because they took all of the states, right? From 1980 to 2013 at the time when they made this, when they were working on this. And you could see the strangulation reporting, the percentage and number of records. And then it also says what suspect identified at the time of the report. No, 20%. Yes, on 70-something percent. So the suspect actually was identified, and the details of his face or hair or whatever was identified and reported, you know, and then 20% or, you know, whatever it wasn't. So it's fucking amazing, this whole thing. I cannot believe I just found this, you know. So let's get off of that rant. And so the how to use button is really amazing. The clearance rate. Again, the clearance rates. Oh, this one is from 1965, so that's good. The clearance rates, what you can do is go into your state. I'm going to go into mine in Texas and select just Texas. I'm going to go into a random county. Let's say Denton County. And then you can also break it down by the cities within this county, the agency that was working on it. So Denton County is basically the state police, the county sheriff's office, maybe some kind of side unit that they were working on. I think every county has like a, not county police, but they have some kind of agency. Not all, but some. So let's just say, who's going to have a high? Louisville's pretty shitty. Let's do that. So from 1965 to 2020, there were 93 homicides. 78 of them were cleared, meaning they found who the killer was. So 83% were solved. And the remaining ones have not been. These are the homicides that have not been cleared. Wow, 1995 was a hell of a time. Those were the drug days, you know, in the 90s. So you can kind of look and see how these homicides, like what were the details of those, you know, and click and see. Why was 2005 through, or 2000 to 2005, why was there so many unsolved? Did they have the same stabbings? Was it a stab? Was it a home invasion gone wrong? Was it whatever? You can start to deductive reason and see if there's any information that could help you go to the next tip. Oh, Collin County, out of the blue, that's awesome. That is close. That is close. I'm not in Denton County, but I'm very close to it. You can search cases. Oh, I wanted to show you my grandmother, who I'm named after. I wanted to show you that information about my county and hers being the only unsolved one of the year in 1986. Let's see. Boom. Where is it? Does it have my actual? Nope, it doesn't. Okay. I'm going to go to my county. And I'm just going to say all. There was 197 homicides in my small East Texas town. From the years 1965 to 2022, they have an 80% homicide solve rate, which is good because 80% was what it was in the 60s, which was apparently good by the standards of that website and the FBI, which that's great. But there's still some unsolved, right? Over 30 some odd years. But let's go to the year of my blessed grandmother. He was murdered on January 3rd, 1986. Oh, I need to go just to my city, sorry. There were 2 homicides. And she was the only one, that wasn't cleared that year. So there's a 50% solvency, right? Because she was never her case was never solved. Yeah, LA was crazy, Chris. Yeah, Night Stalker. Well, MS-13 and all of those gang-related crimes, and it was drug cartels. You had the Colombian drug cartels from the 80s starting. They destroyed unfortunately, helped destroy the black community by basically implanting crack cocaine into the counties. And that was with the help of politicians in power around that time. It's proven. And destroyed the black community with those drugs. And then the gangs started overtaking those communities. MS-13 and other things. That's where the sex trafficking and the drug trafficking and all that shit went down. And right up at the 90s, it peaked. All that shit peaked. Because there was no grip and handle on those gangs and the drugs and all that shit. So that's why it was peaking. It was kind of a multi-layered effect, right? Yeah, the Rodney King riots, it was just a very, very heightened time. But yeah, so that's just an example of how to look in your city. I would highly advise seeing if there's any patterns in your county or state. Maybe there's an uptick around counties, close to you, and maybe you could be more due diligent and careful. Whatever. Not saying be an anxiety-ridden person who never leaves their house, but it's just always good to know more, Yes, guidance, it did. It happened in Henderson County in 1986. Matter of fact, do I have the picture of my grandmother? I can show y'all. I don't mind. I actually think I found her obituary and some... I think I did. Give me just a second. There she is. And this is how you know it was corrupt, and it was. She was murdered. 2 shots to the chest. We know who did it allegedly in our minds. Okay? It's a great story, really. It should be on the damn true crime documentary. But that's her. Services for Mrs. Jenny V. Wood Bowles, 57 years old, were scheduled for 11 a.m. on Wednesday. The burial will be in Myrtle Springs Cemetery. She died early Saturday morning in her home. She was not. She was murdered. Murdered early in the wee hours of the morning after a night of dancing with friends. It was January 3rd. It was, celebrating after the first of the year. And her man at the time, Clifford, didn't like that. She was going to break it off with him. She had the engagement ring that he had given her. She was going to give it back because she did not appreciate his very, very racist and threatening demeanor. She was tired of it. He was an alcoholic. So she did not like that, and so she's breaking it off. And he knew it was coming, and she already said, I think, some things leading up to that. But she needed to get out of the house, and so she just went and had some fun. Nothing nefarious, just went and danced and came home. Came home, got ready for bed. At this time, my Aunt Rebecca was 13 years old, had a boyfriend. And back in the 80s, in small towns, it was normal to date at that young age. It was just, especially my family. They kind of did what they wanted. She was 13. She was with her, at the time, was going to be her husband, future husband, Stanley. They lived there, and I believe my uncles lived there, John and David. Well, she came home. He was drunk. He lived in the apartment building across the way. Like, here's her apartment upstairs, and he was on the other side. So he could see her, okay? He could see her anytime he wanted. And I think he did. And so she got ready for bed. She was reading her Bible. She was a very, very stout Christian woman. She was cool. She was a cool lady. She was, open-minded, but she was very devout in her faith. So she was reading her Bible, and witnesses even said that they saw someone who looked like him walk in. There was maybe 5-10 minutes after he walked in, there was a shot. A few minutes later, there was another shot. And then he came down the stairs and went to his place. When the police arrived, he was in the shower. He wouldn't open the door for 30 minutes, and he was freshly showered and, sobered up. All right. So she never got justice. He was a very well-known member of the county. He was respected. He knew all of the people in law enforcement. He was more well-to-do than most in that county, so he had notoriety and he had friends. So those are kind of the things that happen in smaller communities when there's bias. Oops, I think my mommy's here. Hold on just a second. My mommy. Yeah. Anyway, that's kind of shit, false reporting that you'll see. She's a prime example of that. So when I saw this, this is why I'm pushing this so hard, because it is personal too. Is there a way to open up the actual homicide? I don't know. Hold on one second, guys. Sorry, I think that's the wind. All right. Murder clusters. This is the exciting part. And then I'll jump off. Sorry, I'm keeping y'all way too long. It was only supposed to be an hour. So you go to search cases, go to metro area, state, county, weapon used. Look, it has like asphyxiation, blunt object, drowning, other gun, da 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 da. I'm going to do, what should I do with Rose Bly's case? I think that's what I was working on. So I did Minnesota, Missouri, Montana, Nebraska, and Wisconsin, and Wyoming, I think. Yeah. Then what I did, oh yeah, all murders are definitely fucking personal, yeah. I need to look at a map. Hold on. I did go to school once. Am I missing Illinois? Yeah. Illinois and... You know what? To make it simpler, I'm just going to do Minnesota, Wisconsin, and Iowa because they're right there. Maybe even Illinois. Let's do that. And I'm keeping in mind the Rose Bly case, right? Maybe it'll help if I slim down some of the data. So it was 2009 that she went missing. So 5 years before that would be 2004. I'm going to say 2012 would be a good range. So we said Wisconsin, Minnesota, Iowa, and Illinois. All right. I'm not going to care about the county. I'm just going to go all counties. I was in Gatlinburg, June 2009? What? Oh, yeah, you told me that. That's right. We're going to do... I'm going to keep all of the victims. Look how many there were that had... Ugh, crazy. That is crazy. So... it looks like about roughly half of these cases weren't clear. That's insane. Y'all see that? 40% of the time, the person was not identified. 3,000 records not reported. 4,600 of them were. Ooh. That's bananas. So I'm going to download that. Yes, I am. It's going in my bucket list. That's kind of weird. Then we can go to clusters. County clusters. Tell me I live here? No. No. Don't say that. I'm not trying to scare y'all, but it is good to know, right? I mean, you don't want to not know. I want to be able to go to wherever I'm going and say, damn it, there were so many resources. You know, I don't want to be that one. Or I have to be reincarnated to be a cockroach because of my dumbest decision. The more you know. All right, so these are clusters by county. This is freaking interesting. So the way this works is that you do the range of the year that you want to look at. The sex, you could change it to male or unknown or whatever. And then the percentage solved, you want to go lower, you know. I think I did 35% unsolved or solved. And then the higher you go, the less these little clusters are going to happen, right? So I think I did 40%. And so you just scroll into the state. Good guidance. Be careful on your way home, please. Sorry, I'm waiting for it to load. So look at these clusters. So the bigger the circle is, the higher the cluster of murders happened. The homicides happened. So in Missouri, oh, let me go back. In Illinois, go to 40%. There. Wisconsin, three homicides in Wisconsin, one unsolved firearm. Okay. You go down to Winnebago, 3 homicides, 1 solved, blunt object, hammer, club, etc. And then what you could do is you could view the statistics on that. Click on it and go, okay, how did that all work out? What are the statistics? Were the victims all females or males or none? Were they identified as female or male? Unsolved, blah, blah, blah. You can get to the nitty-gritty of what happened between those statistics. Damn it. See, it's not user-friendly like I want it to be, but we got to donate so that he can make it that way, because it's expensive. It really is, keeping this alive. Now, Rose Bly, I think, was on the very tippity top, Polk County, Wisconsin, right? Let me see where it is. I even have it hearted. Oh, so it is by, nope, it's right. Yeah, it is. It's right between Wisconsin and Minnesota. Right here. Right above Minneapolis, middle area. Okay. So, what I think I want to do is kind of slim down the years and see how random. See, there's not much crime there. Not much homicide clusters between 2006 and 2013, which is the range where 2009 is right in the middle. It's odd. So to me, that tells me that there really wasn't a lot of serial killer type vibes, right? Or they just got away with it that damn good, or someone got wrongly convicted, right? There's nothing going on in the state right beside it now, around where she was. The only one that I kind of see that has a cluster is going downward. And then look at Cook County, 33 homicides and 11 of them were only solved. That's a 33.33% solve rate. That's bad. And they were all strangulation and hanging, guys. Wow. That's scary. That's giving me serial killer vibes, you know? So let's even go further. Let's just do 2009. Why not? Or let's do 2010. Let's do 2 years because that's going to be a little bit easier. Blunt object hammer, 3. Blunt object hammer club. Blunt object hammer club. Iowa, Wisconsin. So you're seeing a pattern, right? And you can start to really see how they moved. You could see how they moved by the dates, the victims, what their MO was, how they did it. Then what you do is you take that information, then you start Googling shit, and then you can start looking up the newspaper articles, especially these older cases. Do you see how cool this thing is? I love it. I hate that. Let me rephrase that. I hate that we have to use this for the basis of why we do, but it's so good. It's showing you patterns and using that algorithm to connect the dots so that you can investigate more and more and more. Y'all, I was up for 4 hours straight, and well, I woke up in the middle of the night when I was reading this or thinking about it the day before. I had a dream about it and just woke up and went zoom. So I zoomed over to the computer and got on this, and this is what I was finding, these kind of consistencies. And then they have a cluster within the cluster, 3 homicides, 1 solved, weapon was a rifle. I wonder if I can, I think it works better off of like Firefox and not Google Chrome, I'm pretty sure, because it does not like this. See, it won't let me. You can zoom in. Rifle, blunt object hammer, strangulation, hammer, other type unknown, but there was 4 homicides, 1 only solved. Handgun, pistol, revolver, personal weapons, rifle, other type unknown. 18 homicides and 5 only solved. In 2009, somebody was I'm telling you, this is serial killer shit right here. You know what I mean? Like, Ohio was a firearm. It's just kind of seems like they were going through a little pattern here, maybe, on some of these. Look at New Jersey. Craziness. Fire knives cutting. Massachusetts. North Carolina had some problems. Knife, other instrument, other gun, other rifle. A lot of unknowns here. Interesting. Those were unsolved. Look at these. Other or type or unknown. So it looks like they were going down here. Because there's also 3 homicides, 1 solved, other unknown. I wonder what other unknown is. Anyway, getting off of that. It just enthralls you, or it does me, and I'm just nerdy like that. All right, gonna catch up with the chat and then let you guys go. I have so much to do before the EquiSearch drive. 5 hours. Yeah, Lane, exactly. Maybe better luck on DuckADuckGo. Didn't you get a feeling about how Rose passed away? Mm-hmm. Oh, good point, Guidance. GM layoffs were big then, too. That would be a great addition to that, I think. Like, what were the unemployment rates? What were the statistics on, I don't know, new law reforms, whatever, financial and political, and that would be great. That'd be a great tool. I think that's advanced, though. 12-step, we had a serial killer where I live a year ago. Ellie was digging around his property. Oof. I think they're more out there than we know. I really do. I really do. And they're getting better at hiding it, even though they have DNA technology. Information has traveled so fast that a serial killer can literally know by a few keystrokes that law enforcement's going to be busy over here in that county because of a fire or whatever. So they go that way and do their thing because information is so quick. That's just how I think. They would think, right? Poverty and economics, political discourse, COVID. Yep. You're going to see a lot of reports about COVID being a fucking center stage for predators and getting away with shit and trafficking. You live 25 minutes away from David R. from Echo Search? Man, that's cool. I hope I get to see him Saturday when I go to training. Yeah. Anyway, guys, thank you so much. I just wanted to go through that and say to the big content creators who have earned, don't get me wrong, who have earned the right to express, your discourse with how some other creators do their thing. That doesn't mean that you should act upon it as though you are the owner and the dictator of how other people do their content just because you either know the Wells or think that they are innocent or whatever the case may be. Just because you have the ability to persuade a shit ton more followers than us small ones, it is wrong morally, I think, and ethically, because we are basically investigative journalists without the title or the resources or the ability to do certain things, whatever. The disrespect and the power level needs to come down. And they probably don't even know who I am. It doesn't matter, but I think it's maybe time to get that conversation going and hold them accountable and say, why do you think that you have the rights to do these things? I think it's only fair. Remember when I told you the only drama that I'm going to try to bring is the drama that is unfair to other creators and unfair to me and my subscribers? Because now I have subscribers leaving and coming back because they were misinformed by a big content creator or they showed their ass. And I want consistent subscribers who trust me, who won't just fall off the wagon and follow the drama until they get their butt spanked and then they want to come back here and be comforted. I don't want that. I don't. True crime needs to be about the missing persons and, the unjust murders that are unsolved or solved. Doesn't matter, My sister went to the National Cemetery there this morning. Oh, honey. Wow. All right. So, choose where you spend your energy wisely. And I appreciate you being here almost 2 hours with me. I'm so glad that I jumped online. It's been a hell of a week. And I am sorry that I did not do as I was, that I told you I was and got, all of the videos out and all of that stuff. But once this EquiSearch stuff is complete and it's off my mental plate, I'm ready to go. Saturday night, I think that I'm going to do a good 4 hours, maybe 3 or 4 hours, just doing paranormal shit because the full moon's going to be wearing off. The energy isn't going to be as high, but that's where I work the best, honestly. And maybe we can get some personal readings, some fun. Let's have some fun with it. Let's not be too serious. Let's just really have fun. Let's see what comes through. Maybe we can get Miss Anna Nicole Smith, who channeled the other day. Beth Chapman loves to come through. I am shook about all of these celebrities coming through. I've never really had that happen much. So Beth Chapman really shocked the hell out of me. And apparently she comes through all the time for other people. I had no earthly idea that Beth Chapman was apparently a spiritual paranormal spirit box celebrity. No idea. Some people, they just can't let go of that notoriety. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Drink some water, a lot of water, because that moon is pulling. So drink a shit ton of water. Hug yourself. Hug your babies. Hug your grandbabies. Hug your fur babies. And I will see you guys on the next live. And thank you for being here so long. I appreciate it. Have a wonderful rest of your week. Bye.